What you're watching is a news camera videotape of an otherwise normal young man who has, for lack of a better term, freaked out. Richard Powles, a 24-year-old former cheerleader and UCLA honors graduate, has climbed atop the roof of this Hollywood Burger King, and in what appears to be a psychotic episode, has begun throwing things aimlessly. But there's a great deal more to this story than meets the eye. In an exclusive interview with Real TV, Powles tells what went wrong.
Someone had to put some kind of drug into my drink at the club. I've never acted like this. It was a Saturday when it all started. I went to work. After work, I was supposed to go out with a few friends who live in Hollywood. And, you know, I went over their house, and we were planning on going out dancing, you know, doing the whole club thing. I took off running. Apparently, that's when I went on top of the Burger King.
Police have surrounded the area and have roped off the curious crowd. A homeless woman asleep on a bus bench has to be aroused by police and moved out of the line of Powles' fire.
It was almost like I was watching myself do this stuff. I was up there. I knew I wasn't supposed to be up there. I started throwing things. I knew I wasn't supposed to be throwing things, but I wasn't in control. It was like I was watching a movie of myself.
The young man continues to throw objects from the roof, barely missing policemen and splattering cars with paint. He knocks out a light, then climbs to the roof's highest point.
I remember walking around on the little parapet. I don't know how far it was down, maybe 25 feet. It was maybe 4 inches wide. I was feeling pretty invincible, and at one point I remember thinking that I could jump down and run away and I would be fine.
A SWAT team arrives, armed with special rifles that fire beanbags, which are designed to stun their human targets. The cops climb up onto the roof and fire.
I felt the force hit me and knock me forward, and I landed on my face, and I felt blood coming out of my forehead and my nose. I found out later I was up on the roof for 3.5 hours.
They load him into a sled and lower him to the ground, where he's put into a police car and taken to jail.
Like right as they put me in the car before they drove away, my dad came over and said, "It's gonna be okay, son, you know, we'll get this all worked out." And that's like, and then he told me that he loved me, and then they whisked me off to jail.
Charges against Powles were dropped because he agreed to pay Burger King for damages, but his emotional pain continues.
Everyone that knows me knows that I don't do drugs and that I don't behave in this way. And just seeing all this was like a shock to them, and it was a shock to me too.